Coming up on Mountain News at 6, people in Whitley County are cleaning up following the damage left behind by yesterday's storms. And Governor Andy Beshear provides an update after those storms that came through all day during the Commonwealth.
And we stay a little bit wintry at times through Friday. Those details coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Strong winds blew through parts of southern Kentucky last night. Trees toppled over, and in many cases, homes were the victims. The strong storms hit a part of Whitley County just outside of Corbin near Laurel Lake. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to folks assessing the damage.
Whitley County Sheriff Bill Elliott was headed to the southern end of the county when he heard there was possible severe weather there.
County to try to be available if needed, and my own neighborhood gets hit.
But not just his neighborhood, but more specifically his mother-in-law's home.
There's actually part of the rafters or truss or whatever you want to call it actually down through the ceiling, and the ceiling is collapsing inside.
I'm going to guesstimate there's probably 20 houses that are going to be affected to some degree, and that's going to vary from shingles down to trees on houses and some that are destroyed.
Unlike some of the damage we saw in other places in Kentucky, local officials do not believe that this was caused by a tornado or tornadoes. Simply, they believe it was straight line winds.
Everything last night on Bee Creek was pointed in the same direction. There didn't appear to be any twisting.
You know, things like this do happen, and it's just, unfortunately, it was my turn, I guess, so.
Local officials say that it'll cost a lot to fix the damages, but there's been no one injured and no loss of life. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The storm also knocked out power there, but crews were having success restoring power in the area today. Governor Andy Beshear provided an update on where emergency officials are in calculating the storm damage. The governor said straight line winds reached up to 110 miles an hour in some places. He said emergency management officials have already confirmed several tornadoes touched down, and they are evaluating the possibility of more.
We're aware of possible tornadoes being evaluated in Boyd, Harlan, Shelby, Simpson counties, but really a lot of other counties that we may later find the evidence to confirm tornadoes. By the end of this, I think we may well be looking at 7+ different tornadoes that have touched down.
At last check, around 14,000 customers in Kentucky were still without power. The governor said emergency personnel continue to respond. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman was set to visit northeastern Kentucky late this afternoon. Coleman had planned on being in Boyd County to observe the damage that was caused by the severe weather there yesterday. Officials with Boyd County Emergency Management told us that wind gusts exceeded more than 100 miles an hour. They also say their tower that stands above their emergency operations center was knocked over due to the winds. Sirens were blaring in some communities yesterday when those storms moved through. In some places, those sirens have a history that will never be forgotten. WYMT's Madison Carmouche has more from Morgan County about the negative memories severe weather brings up in West Liberty.
After the tornadoes that hit our region in 2012, many folks still deal with those fears when severe weather strikes.
Yeah, we were standing in the parking lot. We were watching a big cloud, and it appeared like it was going to go north of the city, and it rotated, and you could see like things coming off the top of the hospital.
Community members like Linda Oakley say it is not something that someone forgets overnight.
Just coming into town, it was a loud quietness. It was very quiet. People were whispering, but then there was the loud noise of the generators and the fire trucks.
And as the community rebuilt, she says the sense of community made hard times just a little easier.
People were helping each other, and there were people from outside that were helping, and that means a lot. It really does, to know that there's others that are coming in to help you, and you're not alone.
Oakley adds the spirit of grit in the mountains is what got them through.
I think there is a resilience here because people a lot of times in eastern Kentucky have hard times and have over the course of history, and they've learned how to survive.
With 2012 behind her, Oakley is reminded all severe weather is urgent.
If the siren goes off, it's not just don't ignore it. I mean, you know, chances are there's may never be another one hit here, and but then again, there could very well be.
And she will continue to treat it that way. In Morgan County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Hard to believe a tornado even hit West Liberty when you see it now. Community members told us severe weather days like Tuesday always spark those conversations about the deadly tornado outbreak in 2012. Crews with Kentucky Power are still working to restore power for many folks in the region. In a release sent out a little before 10:30 this morning, officials say more than 12,000 of its customers lost electricity due to the severe storms. As of 12:30 this afternoon, officials said approximately 5,700 customers were still without power. The majority of those folks were out of Boyd, Carter, Greenup, Lawrence, and Martin counties. In Lexington, thousands of customers are still without power there. Kentucky utility crews have been working tirelessly to get the power restored. Homeowners are out surveying the damage too. Areas hard hit in the city of Lexington included the Versailles Road area. One woman has lived in her house for more than 30 years, and she was worried nothing was going to be left. Her roof, side of her home, and car all suffered damage.
Nobody was hurt. My family's all okay, because I was really worried about them. I think we were blessed.
A man stopped by to help folks whose houses were buried underneath debris. Turner still does not have power, but she's grateful to the man who came by and helped put up a tarp on her home to keep it dry from the rain. The National Weather Service has confirmed now there were at least 7 tornadoes in Kentucky. The confirmed ones were out of Anderson, Bourbon, Boyd, Henry, Jessamine, Jefferson, and Nelson counties. No confirmed ones here in eastern Kentucky. The tornado in Jefferson County had wind speeds of 100 miles per hour, while the ones in Jessamine and Henry had wind speeds of up to 110 miles per hour. Governor Andy Beshear says there was 1 death reported that was weather related in Kentucky from yesterday's storms, which was out of Campbell County. As always, you can stay on top of the severe weather or snow or anything else going on and any alerts by downloading the WYMT weather app. Just scan the QR code on your screen with your phone's camera and it'll take you to where you can download the app. It's free for both Android and iPhone users.
Well, thankfully, no severe weather on this Wednesday, but we are tracking some wet weather in some areas. Up on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, zooming into a heavier thunderstorm not too far away from downtown Somerset, close to Science Hill and Pulaski County, and that will continue pushing off to the east northeast over the next little bit there. Also tracking a few more light showers close to downtown Pikeville, pushing into southern, also southeastern Pike County, and same story for areas in Perry County, pushing into Leslie, also Harlan and Letcher counties as well, and watching out for a few more light to moderate showers pushing into Menifee, also Rowan County at this hour. But again, some good news as we go into this evening. No threat for severe weather, and check out these current temperatures. We are chilly on this Wednesday, middle to upper 40s across the region right now, and most of us bottom out in the middle to upper 30s to wake up on Thursday. So once the sun sets, we are still tracking some moisture across the region, so the atmosphere will begin to cool. And we could see possibly some snow showers or snow flurries by late tonight, also early on Thursday. No big impacts as temperatures are above freezing, but still turning a little bit wintry as we go into late tonight, also early in the morning. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. One person is dead after a crash in Harlan County. The coroner's office was notified about that crash shortly after 6:45 yesterday evening. It happened on US 421 in the Grays Knob community. 45-year-old Eva Sue No of Kaywood died as a result of injuries sustained in that crash. A Powell County man is behind bars after police say they found drugs and a handgun on him during a traffic stop. 38-year-old Brandon Derrickson of Stanton was on a motorcycle when he was pulled over. Derrickson was arrested and taken to the Powell County Detention Center. Derrickson faces several charges, including possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. Governor Andy Beshear has signed Senate Bill 29 into law. The bill, sponsored by Southern Kentucky Senator Brandon Storm, seeks to safeguard folks by prohibiting the transfer of insurance policy rights and benefits to third parties for property and casualty insurance claims. One of the highlights of the bill is that it fully covers motor vehicle glass repairs without a deductible. The Kentucky Board of Education has chosen Lawrence County Superintendent Robbie Fletcher as the new Education Commissioner, but for the first time ever under a new state law, the choice is subject to confirmation by the state Senate. Senate Republican floor leader Damon Thayer told our sister station recently he's likely a no vote for now, but is persuadable. Thayer says the Senate is doing a background check and reviewing Fletcher's qualifications. Fletcher has been the Lawrence County School Superintendent since 2014. We now know the funeral arrangements for an EMT who lost his life in a crash in Garrett County earlier this week. Chastity McWhorter worked for the Somerset-Pulaski County EMS. Visitation for McWhorter is on Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. and again Saturday from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Clinton County High School. McWhorter's funeral is scheduled to take place right after Saturday's visitation at 2 p.m. also at Clinton County High School. McWhorter was only 26 years old.
We are tracking some more showers as we go into this evening and possibly some snowflakes as we go into late tonight. Your forecast coming up. Plus,
even though some craziness hit yesterday, one group in eastern Kentucky is always planning for the unexpected, and they say they could use your help.